Hi, I'm Jenni Saake, joining you from my bathroom here in Reno, Nevada. You may wonder why I'm wearing a bathrobe. Well, it's my hope that you all are going to have a fantastic weekend talking about beauty treatments and secrets and just enjoying what it means to be a beautiful woman of God. So I'm here ready for my own spa day, and I hope you just have a fantastic time. I'm here with a little special guest. These are my silly socks from the Hannah's Prayer 2005 retreat. And the reason I brought them is because there's an inside joke within Hannah's Prayer that as much time as we spend with our feet up in stirrups, those times are made a little more bearable by always choosing a pair of silly socks to wear to those not so fun appointments. So in 2005 we had a silly sock contest at our retreat, and I brought these custom-made socks that say "Stop Staring at My Feet." And all over one I decorated it with little tiny sperm, and on the other one I decorated it with a nice egg and a big arrow to show the sperm right where to go. And my socks didn't win, but they did get an honorable mention. So I thought they'd be fun to reintroduce tonight. I really wish I could be there with you all. Ginger Garrett is just someone that holds a very special place in my heart. She's been a friend and a hero to me through the internet and email contact that I've had with her for years, and I'm kind of jealous of you all getting to meet her in person, but I know she's going to be a great blessing to you. And this weekend's theme, Beautiful in God's Sight. I'd like you to stop and think a minute about yourself when you think about beauty. Do you think of yourself as a beautiful person? And unfortunately, as Ginger's written in her wonderful book, only about 2% of us actually see ourselves as beautiful. So there's something wrong with that picture. If God says we are, and we don't see ourselves. So start by thinking about one thing that you might change if you could about your body. And then I'd like to read to you from 1 Corinthians chapter 12, starting in verse 21. 1 Corinthians is what God uses. He uses our physical bodies to describe how we should work together as Christians in the body of Christ. And he says, "The eye cannot say to the hand, 'I don't need you,' and the head cannot say to the feet, 'I don't need you.' On the contrary, those parts of the body that seem to be weaker are indispensable." What part of the body seems less important to us than our feet? We try and hide them, we don't want people to look at them, we think they're too big, or they need a manicure, or, well, I guess it would be pedicure for the feet, wouldn't it? But we just don't usually think of feet as really pretty. But did you know that they're important enough to God that He actually mentions feet hundreds of times in His Word? Over 40 times there are references to God's feet, either God the Father or in the person of Jesus Christ. For instance, Mary, the sister of Lazarus, went to Jesus. Lazarus was later to die and be raised back to life by Jesus. But before that ever happened, his sister was the Mary that fell at Jesus' feet, who washed Jesus' feet with her own tears and dried his feet with her hair and perfumed him. These were the very same feet that would soon be pierced through with nails in payment for my sin. But it doesn't stop with mentions of God's feet. I stopped counting references to human feet at about 160, and I know I didn't get anywhere close to catching every reference that God made to feet in the Bible. There were kings' feet and the feet of fools. There were the feet of marching armies. There were feet of those caught in snares. There were sinners' feet. There were disciples' feet. Feet are referenced in washing and in worship, in healing and in illness. Falling at someone's feet shows their position of authority, and feet are something that God cares about. 3 different times God goes back in reference to the Exodus and reminds His people that He cared for them very personally in the 40 years that they wandered the desert. And one of the ways He cared for them is that their clothes and their shoes never worn out. How great is it that God even cares about shoes? Isn't that neat, ladies? Even our own Hannah talks about feet in her song of praise. In 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 9, she says that the Lord will guard the feet of His saints. But you know the most interesting references I find about feet are the places the Bible talks about feet as being beautiful. In Isaiah 52:7, He says, "How beautiful on the mountains are the feet of those who bring good news, who proclaim peace, who bring good tidings and proclaim salvation, who say to Zion, your God reigns. Ladies, that's my prayer for each of you this weekend. I know some of you are here all excited because you're meeting friends that you've only known through the website before, and you're excited to actually put your arms around them and see them in person. Or maybe you've met them before and you're just excited for the chance of reunion. And then there are others of you here who maybe haven't even ever visited the Hannah's Prayer website or joined our community forums yet. You're feeling kind of scared and lonely and overwhelmed and wondering who all these crazy people are that you just got yourself mixed up with. But my prayer for each of you is that God will bless your hearts with peace this weekend. That you will be able to proclaim by the end of this weekend, beyond a shadow of a doubt, beyond all the hurts and fears and confusion that you carry in your hearts right now, that yes, our God reigns. I hope that you can find that the lady sitting next to you truly has beautiful feet as she proclaims to you the good news that you're not alone in this journey and that she understands what you're going through, that God cares. He cares so much about every part of our lives, from the number of hairs on our head, that maybe we want to change those. Maybe we have straight hair and we want curly, or curly and want straight, but God cares. Those aren't trite details to him. You are important to him. The heartache that you carry over that baby you want to hold in your arms right now, he understands that and he knows that and he wants to reach out to you. So I'd like to end on just a fun little note, because there's one other place where the Bible talks about beautiful feet, and that's in the book of the Song of Solomon, which is a love story between a husband and a wife. And it's written in a lot of figures of speech that kind of sound silly to us in this culture. But there's one I think we can all relate to, where the husband says to his wife, how beautiful your sandaled feet, O prince's daughter, your graceful legs are like jewels. That's found in Song of Solomon chapter 7 verse 1. And I think all of us would love to be beautiful to our husbands, whether it's our feet or just to feel totally loved and accepted by him. And so one of the things that I know Ginger's going to be helping you with some this weekend are just some fun, great beauty tips in general. And I have several more to offer you on my innerbeautygirls.com blog, and you're welcome to drop by anytime you visit. You'll find fun things from pickle juice foot soaks to olive oil scrubs. But I'll leave you with one quick refreshing one, and that's just take up a big pot of water and boil it, cool it down till it's just the point you can stand to put your feet in it. Drop in 3 drops of peppermint essential oil, and then soak your feet away. You'll get a refreshing lift and be ready to go again. And I just pray that God would be glorified in your weekend as you learn about him, as you learn about the details that he cares for your heart, even when you're hurting, and as you have fun learning to be beautiful in his sight. Have a great weekend, and I'm praying for you.